Yes, sir, man. I guess I'm gonna call y'all my faceteers too, man. For my podcast, The Life of a Multifacet, I call my listeners my faceteers, and for the people that's gonna be listening to the podcast later on, y'all are my faceteers, and I'm gonna call y'all my faceteers too on the multifacets of Demarcus. Yeah, y'all faceteers. So faceteer gang on here. Y'all know how we doing, man. It's actually been a little minute, but it ain't been a little minute at the same time because your boy Les done dropped the tape, and he dropped it about what 3 weeks ago. No, let me see. When did he drop this month? Yeah, he did. I think he dropped it about 3 weeks ago, and I'm just now getting to it. Um, I've just been busy as far as getting things knocked out and just as far as schedule and everything. So I ain't even had time to really do the reviews like this. I need to do other artists as well too, which I've done with Nick Grant. I've done I did Bodie James. I did Xavier Omar. So I've been doing more, but for the less tapes, I just because I already know that I'm going to vibe with it, and he's like an artist that's underrated. Like I got to do more of his, and I got to do Trip. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing less consistently, but I got to show y'all some of the other artists too that I enjoy. But um, he been on a run too, so I think it's been dope. Just especially given this my favorite artist as well too right now, so that makes it even more dope. But man, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So this album that he has dropped, which is his, it's been 12 out of 12 for him. This one's called Major Without a Deal. So this one is produced by that boy Tavares. And man, we're gonna go ahead and get into the first song, man. So this first song called Overkill, and how we do, we just rocking, and we're gonna make sure the beats knocking. Let's get it. Man, Man, that was an overkill, man. Yeah, that boy's on fire. I'm just sitting here vibing, dog. Like he's on fire, and I really feel like I think he gonna have kind of like that Don Trip style run where he's just gonna keep it going. Because at this point, like how he's creating the songs and everything, I mean, it's just like it comes so easy. I always think about it like age wise and longevity wise. Like when people get into, I feel especially for men when you get into your 30s, and then also for the men when they hitting like those prime years, like you see like Curry and LeBron's like when they were at the prime of their careers, like mid 30s, bro. That's when they was like the doggiest of the doggies. Like Steph was in the actually let's say how old is Steph? I would say like that early. Steph is playing his best years of basketball now. Like all the like since the bubble, I mean the pandemic, yeah, like he's 37 now. He's about to be 38 next year. Like I'm telling you, that like early 30s, really that 30s run is where you see like people like really elevate to that high level. Like he was doing work obviously in his later 20s, but not to go on a rant, but when I think about artists and stuff, like especially like people like Les and stuff that's been doing it for a long time. Don Trips, Joyner Lucas, Nick Grants, they get to a point to where you hear the flow and everything, and even if they don't have it blasted everywhere like they should, you just see where it comes so easy in the way in which they're able to make albums, like true pieces of work. It actually comes together so well, and it's something people can relate to. Like, and they can go into any type of bag. It's just that the world is just not going to respect it. Integrity and their real authenticity, people just ain't going to respect it. Now, I mean, people would if they was doing some BS or if they was like clicking up trying to be around everybody. I mean, of course, that's going to get you any type of love, but there's no way that you can fake trying to be around everybody if you don't really feel it like that. And obviously, for these folks, the way in which they've talked about and how they moved through the industry and stuff, if they would wanted to be clicked up, they definitely could. But I know how it feels as an individual when like you being part of the groups and stuff like that. You can't do it. And it's something in your spirit that just shows how lame that can be. You just like, you know what? I'm gonna get it over here. Like I ain't necessarily gonna just get it on my own. I gotta put my work in, but like I may have to vibe with just one person that gets me versus 10 over here. It's gonna take a lot longer, but this is gonna feel way more beautiful in the end. And even how Les talks about it on his music, he's like, you can just see the growth. You just hear like the energy where it's like, hey, we didn't have to depend on everybody else over here like they thought that we would or like everybody else did. Yeah, it took longer, and it honestly was probably going to be at a point to where it seemed like nothing was going to flow. But at the end of the day, where I'm at now is way better than some of these people on here that act like that they got it are really at. So that's my spiel. But next we about to get into the next song. It's called "Paper in My Pocket." Hey, when I'm talking, and going through these music reviews, I'll be spitting a little game as well too. The same thing I do on my podcast. So check out the Life of a Multifaceted if you haven't already. That's how we talking and moving, man. Because the reason why, like I said, Les is my favorite artist nowadays. Jeezy is my favorite of all time, but Les is my favorite nowadays because I can relate to his music so much, and it's in a different type of way. With some of the songs, maybe you're not going to experience every single lyric in every single exact way, but if you can be able to like, if something can speak to how your life is, and there is a lot of relatability, you're gonna feel it differently. So, anyways, let me go ahead and get to this next song. It's called "Paper in My Pocket." Come on, Tavares. Da 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 da. Huh? This nigga's cold on the beats, boy. Paper in the pocket with my pen, and we own that. I was vibing to that, boy. Yes, sir. So that was called Paper in My Pocket. The next song is gonna be that Bun B Flows. Flows. Yo, son, I ain't even started yet, but this is a Bun B type beat for writing down on that slab, and you know that we just pimping, we pimping, yeah, you know them boys be limping, yeah, they simping, yeah, you know I'm sitting with Bun and Pimp C, you know we do it for fun, and that's on Sweet Jones. Man, that was Bun B Flows, man. You know the thing about his music too is like how I heard that beat. This may be the one where I go ahead and play the most starting off, right? Then I may go back to Overkill. Then I may go to something later on down the list, like, and that's why I love timeless music because one thing about his songs and some other artists that I enjoy as well too. I'll say this even for Jeezy. There have been times like where I'll come back later and be like, man, this song that I wasn't even thinking was that I was feeling is the one that I'm feeling the most. Like for the last tape that he did, Water Under the Bridge, like Little Herbie Freestyle was one of my least favorite. Maybe as far as the beat and stuff, whenever I first heard it. But I mean, it's a cold beat. It's just the way in which I interpret it sound compared to the others. Not saying it's a trash song's fire, but that's one of my favorite songs now. Like I've been having that on repeat, and that's the thing. Like that's why I say it's hard for me to say which tape is better for less, or which album or which song is better on the albums because they all have their different type of variations. Even for like Nick Grant's albums, like that's another artist too, where independent, low key artist, but like it all has depth to it. And so I'll say, as far as like at first for the year for me, I think I'd said it different initially at first. My top albums from Les this year, as far as its relatability and just what I've been able to feel, it's got to be Racer's Edge. Um, yeah, Racer's Edge. Um, Quality and Quantity, and then that Water Under the Bridge. First, I was putting $1 Million of Dreams and Dollars and Cents up there, but like I don't know, like it changes for me. And I think at the beginning of the year, from what I heard, like those were the top, other ones were the top ones. Supply and demand was up there, but like life for me and how it's been moving and everything, like that Racer's Edge, Water Under the Bridge. I'm telling you, that quality and quantity, boy. Like also too, I mean, I'm also in favor of bro, just the Rogers tapes never fail. And then it was just the unique style of Cedar on Water Under the Bridge. And then, obviously Tavares is cold with all the other ones, but just from my preference, like I would say that those are my top three. Like something could change, but like, yeah, that's where we at. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. That was Bun B Flows, you know how it goes, but let's go on to the next song, man. The next song is called Manifest Destiny. I said thought about it, went and got it, thought about it, went and got it, went and got I'm trying to be like a DJ. But that was Manifest Destiny. Another one, man. Let's just keep going, man. Let's just we're just gonna run it through. I'm just gonna see my vibe as I'm going through this, man. You already know how we do, especially with bruh's music. Get up with me is track number 5. Get up with me. I'm over here hiding in the mug. Next song is gonna be "Run It Back," track number 6. That get up with me. Get up with me, bitch. Hey, that's tough. He put in that Bun B flow. I mean, he put in that Slim Thug flow. Yes, sir. Hit me in the weekend, we can run it back. Marco, he smooth, yeah, that boy been the Mac. He talking all that, yeah, you know it's shit intact. And he talking all that, and he riding in the lack. And yeah, you know you got to be. You making food up in the kitchen, and they saying that it's crack. They eating it so crazy, and you no, it never lacks. Marco going crazy, yeah, you know we on the track. And every time he do the beat, he gotta run it back. That didn't make sense, yeah, you know the boy cold. And every time he got the book, you know it finna fold. He looking at the green, said it turning into mold. Looking at the chain ring, yeah, you know it's so. Yeah, you're turning into gold. And yeah, you talking about it, yeah, you know the thing over. And yeah, your boy swerving like he in the Range Rover. Yes, that was off the top, man. You know we don't flop, man. And you can call 911, but your nigga ain't. But nigga, I ain't a cop, man. Let's go ahead and do it. Run it back. That was the track. I'm rhyming like a mug. Sound like a nigga on some drugs. You the type to have to go ask your girl for a hug, but then she with me and sweep it under the rug. All right, man. I'm done. Next song called "Political," man. Come on. Let's keep it political, nigga. Let's keep it political, nigga. Man, let's go ahead and go to Be For Real. Political. He said, "You know how I do it. Get the steak and the eggs and something. Put the mimosa to the head. Like he's just flowing, bro. It's some smooth vibing light shit. Just like imagine on some player shit though. And you like when I say player shit, like you ain't even got to perform. Like you just be in your element. You just smooth. You know what I'm saying? You could be if you in New York, you might not be driving. You on the train. You pulling up to meet a shorty. You know what I'm saying? You taking care of the bill. You know the vibes are smooth. Give you a little drink. You know what I'm saying? Setting the tone, getting in that zone, and then possibly taking it home. But you ain't even focus on that because you know what I'm saying. You in the zone. You know what I'm saying? But you vibing. You flowing, you in your element. Same thing if I had a whip, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you're driving around, you pick up your shorty, you know. But it ain't about the shorty. Shorty is just like the extension of the imagery. I'm just thinking about you flowing, you know, life's just moving. Life may be up and down. Life may be great. Life may be like crazy in a few areas, but you're grateful in a lot of most of the time. Like you looking at just how grateful that you are overall. You just vibing, you coasting, you just thinking about life, and that's when I'm listening to songs like this, I think about the imagery. And you know what I'm saying? Me the shorty, hey, you know, having a good time, vibing. Ain't no pressure, ain't no, weird type of timing. We just having a good time, maybe getting a couple drinks, maybe getting no drinks, maybe just getting some food, just reminiscing on life, enjoying each other, we go separate ways, get back into the hustle mode, the grind. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just got to be living life at the same time, too. It's like you got to be enjoying yourself, but then also enjoying the vibe and the element. And when I listen to songs like this, it's just like, I feel like even on days where things just may not be flowing as well, like I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be in my element in my natural state, and it allows me just to be able just to be like, with Demarcus, we've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy yourself, but just know that where you at is way ahead of the curve. But then also we got so much more to accomplish, and where you at, many people ain't even started yet. So let's just be for real, man. I'm gonna let this go ahead and ride out. I got a little bit more, but I just wanted just to have an interlude there. But I'm gonna go let Be For Real ride out into Manny Ramirez. But that's just how I'm feeling. He ain't even finished the song yet. Man, I'm gonna let this ride out, but that's that Manny Ramirez, bro. Like, I'm about to ride up at this bitch. I don't know if we said it, but we into the last song. It's that fiscal year, man. That Manny Ramirez. Man, that was that fiscal year by Les. That was the last song, man. That was Major Without a Deal, and boy, still ain't missed yet. So I don't even know what else to say. Like it's just work of art, consistency, the growth, and everything is just inevitable. I would say even from like I mean, you just even hear the beat selection on Tavares' part too. Like this is probably one of my favorite Tavares tapes. I mean, just the beats just get better and better each time. So man, I love it. You see in my comment, it's like actually creating art is missed nowadays. Not even just in music, but just in a lot of places. I think because you have so many creatives and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you see over time, and it shows in how an artist shows up. It shows in how an individual shows up, and whatever you know. So the biggest thing that I've learned for myself is that you ain't even got to like the world doesn't reward you just because you're being positive or just because you're doing good things. Like you got to actually put in the work. You got to actually make stuff happen. And then somebody that could be way less qualified or that don't really even or they could be on some BS can definitely make it from a worldly standpoint But when you are able to look at your soul and see what you have done and the type of work and energy that you really put in, like your soul is going to be fulfilled. It's going to feel fulfilled. You're going to be fulfilled. You see a lot of people on here that can blow up and people that can be on these different platforms and high levels. You know, if it's streamers or whatever it is, but like look at all the stuff that you had to do. Look at the type of image that you had to go against or had to portray in order to get your fame and to get your likeness. Like, but imagine when you can do it from an authentic standpoint and then be able to live the life that you want to live or be able to create your life for yourself based on you being like truly integral, bro. Like that's how can you complain? How can you complain about that? Life's gonna hit, things are gonna happen, struggles are gonna happen. That's part of life. But like I know for me, even where I'm at in life, and I'm still glowing up, and that's why like Les's music is so relatable. But just knowing that I've been able to be myself, and even times where I maybe has steered left or steered right, I always came back to me and I've centered myself and I've allowed myself to be present and allow myself to open up and be the best person that I can be. I've allowed myself to accept that person. So if you're not doing that, like, hey, you need to reflect on things and look in the mirror. But you know, it's easy to be a part of crowds and to be in spaces where the attention, everything looks good. But when you know you got value and you know that you someone that's meant for greater, and you know that you have such a dopeness about you and such a dynamic piece of you that just instills greatness. Like at the end of the day, you ain't gonna care about like who's seeing and not seeing because even when you're frustrated about that, the right people and the real people's gonna show up and be a part of your journey. So that's my ending. I guess you could say my motivational thoughts. I do my Demarcus's Daily Thoughts on my Instagram. I got my podcast, The Life of a Multifacet. And I'm someone, even like my main thing is food. Like on my food page, Mashing Up with Marco. Things are slow. It's been slow over time, but I've seen the progress in such beautiful ways where even when people are like, hey, you should do this, or have you thought about this, and that, I'm playing the long game. You know, because a lot of people can tell you what you should be doing or give you all these different ideas, but I always like to think in my mind, what are you doing for you? Because you might not, just because you don't see it, don't mean I ain't doing it. Just because you don't see the building progress, don't mean I ain't building. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to sit there and cook all the time because, or I ain't got to sit there and just create new content all the time because I can release old stuff that I may not even put out yet, or that I may need to recycle because I know how people's attention spans are. So that can be a game where it can allow me to be able to focus on current stuff, so I ain't got to feel burnt out. But when you got those strategies and you really working on something greater, oftentimes your way of doing it is going to be different because many people haven't stepped in your shoes. So it's your boy Demarcus, and you know they ain't stepped in my shoes. We gonna win. They can lose, but in the game, you got to pay your dues, and you live the life that you choose. I don't know. I've been I've been wilding today, but that's on some real stuff, man. It's your boy Demarcus. We up out here.